Hello and welcome. In this video we dive deep into part 13 of the Indian Constitution, which deals with trade, commerce, and intercourse within the territory of India. For UPSC aspirants, this is a high-yield topic from both polity and the Indian economy. It's crucial for understanding how India functions as a single economic unit. Let's break it down clearly and simply. Part 13 consists of Articles 301 to 307. These provisions are designed to ensure that India functions as a unified economic entity, promoting free trade across states, while also allowing for certain reasonable restrictions. The goal is to create a seamless national market, free from internal barriers that could hamper economic growth and integration. Let us begin with the cornerstone of this part, Article 301. It declares that subject to the other provisions of this part, trade, commerce, and intercourse throughout the territory of India shall be free. This simple yet powerful statement promotes economic integration and removes internal barriers, reflecting the true spirit of federal unity. It aims to prevent states from creating protectionist policies that could harm the national economy. Think of it as a guarantee that goods and services can move freely from Kashmir to Kanyakumari without undue interference. Of course, this freedom is not absolute. Articles 302 to 304 empower both the Parliament and state legislatures to impose reasonable restrictions on this freedom of trade. Article 302 allows Parliament to impose restrictions in the public interest. This could be for reasons like national security, public health, or preventing scarcity of essential goods. For example, during a crisis, Parliament could restrict the movement of certain commodities to ensure equitable distribution. Article 303 adds a layer of complexity. It prevents both Parliament and state legislatures from making laws that give preference to one state over another or discriminate between states. However, there is an exception. Parliament can make discriminatory provisions if it is necessary to deal with a situation of scarcity of goods in any part of India. Article 304 gives similar power to the state legislatures. A state can impose a non-discriminatory tax on goods imported from other states, similar to the tax it imposes on goods produced within its own borders. This ensures a level playing field. Additionally, a state can impose reasonable restrictions on trade in the public interest. But such a bill requires the prior sanction of the President before being introduced in the legislature. Next, we have Article 305, which is a saving clause. It protects existing laws and laws providing for state monopolies from being challenged on the grounds that they violate Article 301. This provision ensures legal and economic continuity, especially in sectors that were historically controlled by the state, like electricity boards or public transportation systems. It grandfathers in certain pre-constitutional laws and allows the government to create monopolies in specific areas, if it chooses to. Moving on, Article 36, which earlier dealt with certain financial arrangements with former princely states, has been repealed. It was removed by the 7th Constitutional Amendment Act of 1956 and no longer holds any relevance today. Then we come to Article 307. This article empowers Parliament to appoint an authority for carrying out the purposes of Articles 301, 302, 303, and 304. This body would be responsible for facilitating and regulating trade and commerce. Although the Constitution provides for such an authority, Parliament has not yet created one. The provision, however, clearly reflects the constitutional intent to have a dedicated mechanism to oversee and manage interstate commerce effectively. If the need arises, to truly understand this part, we must look at some landmark Supreme Court cases. The most significant are the Atiabari Company versus the State of Assam and the Automobile Transport Limited versus the State of Rajasthan cases. In the Atiabari case, the court held that taxes that directly and immediately restrict the free flow of trade are unconstitutional. However, in the Automobile Transport case, the court refined this view. It clarified that regulatory measures, or compensatory taxes, which are levied to facilitate trade by maintaining roads and bridges, do not violate Article 301. The key takeaway is that only direct and immediate restrictions on trade are prohibited, not regulatory or compensatory measures. Now, let's quickly test your understanding with a couple of practice questions. Question 1. Article 301 ensures the freedom of trade, commerce, and intercourse throughout which part of India? A. The entire territory of India. B. Only between states. C. Only within a state. The correct answer is A. Throughout the entire territory of India. Question 2. Which article empowers Parliament to impose restrictions on trade in the public interest? The answer is Article 302. That wraps up our detailed explanation of Part 13 of the Indian Constitution. We've covered the key articles from 301 to 307, the balance between freedom and restriction, and the important judicial interpretations. If you found this video helpful for your UPSI preparation, please show your support by liking and sharing it. And don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into the Indian Constitution. You can also check out our playlists for more explainers on high-yield topics. Thank you for watching.